This podcast encourages and empowers you to create your own unique real story, develop your own unique real statement, and discover your own unique real self. The power is yours. Good night, Uma Alexandra Beepat. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful night?
I'm doing excellent, hon. Thank you for asking. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. What part of the world are you in right now?
I'm currently in Virginia, United States.
All right. Well, do tell me which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this specific time in history.
Well, I am a spirit communicator. I own Lotus Wellness Center for the past 10 years, where I operate as a spiritual teacher, intuitive consultant, and psychic mediumship developer.
Wow, 10 years. Who did you learn this from? Wow.
I'm from Guyana, as I was telling you earlier. So we kind of grew up a little bit differently than people in North America grew up, because this kind of stuff is like just commonplace for us, right? I mean, most people would know it as like Jumbie or things of that nature, but being intuitive and like following your sixth sense has always been natural to me. But I actually took it on the professional road back in 2008 when I became a massage therapist. And I started out that way, and then things just developed.
So how was that? Was it like, do you remember like one specific moment when you said, you know what, I'm going to switch this? Yeah, tell us about that, please.
Yeah, so I was massaging this lady, and of course, like touch is so important. And that's one of the things I teach on, is that like when we touch each other, we transmit so much more than touch. We transmit feelings. And I was rubbing her down. I was giving her a massage, and I just had this premonition. I said to her, you and your husband are fighting about money, but I want you to know that there's a check coming on Wednesday. I had no idea where this came from, but I told that to her, and I even laid out what I saw. I saw her on at a restaurant where they had like a patio, and there was a table and chair and umbrellas, and they were having lunch. And she jumped off the table almost. And she was like, that was yesterday. We were on my back porch, and we have the same setup, exactly what you described. And we were fighting about money. And sure enough, she called me later in the week and told me that Wednesday a check came that they were expecting, and it really helped them out.
That's amazing. How did you feel at that point in time?
Weird. Nobody wants to be singled out. Nobody wants to be known for this stuff. And I really fought it for a long time, because I didn't want to be known as that girl, because now guess what happens? I go to parties. Can you read me? Can you tell me what you're thinking? Can you tell me what's going to happen? And I'm like, I don't want to, So yeah, I didn't really want this, but it just kind of happened.
That's amazing. Wow. Where can people reach out to connect with you?
You can go to my websites. I have two. My website, my personal website is umalotusflower.com, or you can go to lotuswellnesscenter.net to find out more about my business. I'm all over social media, on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel, Lotus Inspiration 1111, where I do free daily readings every single day, every weekend. We have a lot going on at Lotus Wellness Center in Manassas, Virginia. We welcome people to come out. I also wrote a book called The Awakened Life, and it's published. It's wherever books are sold.
Where did you get this work ethic from? It seems as though you work really hard.
Very, very hard. I own 4 businesses, and I would like to say from my dad, because coming from the Caribbean, I feel very, very blessed. I feel that we have a very strong work ethic, and I feel that when you come to a country like America, you just feel so blessed to be here, and you want to make the most out of your life, because a lot of us, I know you're from TNT. I love TNT. And I know most of us came from like small beginnings, and it's so nice when you get all this opportunity to make something more of yourself. So that's where I contributed to, as my dad.
Love it. Well done. Well, do tell us one other thing, Uma, that you've done consistently over the last 3 years, please.
Meditate.
How
Meditation is the key. It's amazing. We are in a very violent situation right now in the world. People are reactive. People are responsive. There's the Republicans. There's the Democrats. There's the right. There's the wrong. Everybody's just supercharged. Have you noticed that? People are just supercharged. And when I meditate every morning, what happens is I'm able to just hold space for people. So let's say, just for instance, Engel, that you're Republican, I'm Democrat. If you were to share your views with me, I'm not going to get triggered because I've meditated for the day. And I just have this space where I can say, okay, let me listen to your viewpoints and not get personally attached to it. So my biggest thing for people is please meditate. It really puts you in a better place.
Love it. All right, amazing audience. Again, you're hearing it live from Alexandra Beepat. You can definitely connect with her at so many websites. LotusWellnessCenter.net is one, and lotusflower.com. Let's switch gears for a moment. Let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. What is your earliest childhood memory?
Gosh, mangoes. Mangoes. We had a mango tree in my yard, and just we had a gardener, and he would pick the mangoes for me, and he would do it up with salt and pepper. I don't know if you guys know about that in TNT.
We call it
mango
chow. Yeah,
mango chow. Oh,
I had chow today. I had pineapple chow today. Come on, yeah.
You're just making me jealous now. I miss all Guyana food, all Guyanese food. I miss. So yeah, that's my earliest memories going back to that.
Why do you think this memory is so clear?
It's a time of happiness. It's a time of being, where my homeland is. I used to be that girl that climbed trees. I would climb like tamarind trees and cashew trees and just eating fruit right off the trees. It's just a time of innocence. And like now I'm so much in the health and wellness field because of what I do. And we're noticing that everything is poisoned. Like even just the other day, it was like, what was it? Cabbage or lettuce? Lettuce was poisoned. It's like, how could even lettuce be poisoned, right? So it's just going back to that memory of when things were just growing from nature and growing from earth and growing from God, and you can just eat it and be well. So that's what stands out for me.
Can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind with that memory?
Yeah.
So there are two perspectives that stick out to me. One, where you said that, the gardener actually picked the mangoes for you, and then you prepared it, and then you created a concoction, if you would, called chow. That's pretty amazing audience. I like how that connects to who you are, in that now you are preparing the way for so many other people, right? By being the gardener of their experiences. And secondly, I also love the connection of you being the individual that's climbing the trees. And I think a tree represents so much in terms of the principles of how it grows and, how the roots go down into the earth and then produces fruit eventually after time. So I love the fact that you're standing on trees and using that wisdom to help others as well.
Can I add to that? Because when I was in college, the book that I have out is called The Awakened Life. That's been published by Balboa Press Publishing. It's out everywhere. But I will tell you, my first actual book that I wrote that nobody knows about is called Mango Chow. And I wrote it in college. And I wrote it because what is Mango Chow? It's a mix of bitter and sweet. And when I wrote it in college, it was about being this person that came from a third world country to a first world country and having to fit in, because it was a real struggle for me. There was things that I wasn't used to coming to a first world country and being here. So I wrote this book about this girl who came from Guyana and how she had to readjust and learn how to live without her parents and her family and her support network, and how she had to adjust where she was everything in her country, but she was nobody in this new country. And I called it Mango Chow. So that's another interesting thing. Yeah.
Love it, my friends. Amazing how these things connect. If we fast forward to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
That was the 90s, wasn't it? That was MC Hammer. You can't touch this.
Can't touch this. Love it. Yeah, definitely.
And I would like to say that I'm still 12 in my mind, and I still walk around with "You can't touch this."
Love it.
I'll put a little sass in there. It wouldn't be me if I didn't put a little sass in there.
There we go. Well, Uma, we've arrived at our destination. But before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready?
Sure.
Uma, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Absolutely.
Are you married?
No.
Do you have children?
Yes.
Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week?
Yes.
What about screen time? The phone and the computer, is it more
A
than
lot.
8? All right.
I live on it.
If you had to share with us, Uma, your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who you are, Uma Alexandra Beepat, what would you say that is?
That would be unleash your mind, unleash your world. There's nothing that can stop you, only yourself.
I love the fact that your name starts with you.
Thank you.
Unleash is definitely your word. Uma, this was such a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
With your amazing audience, I would like you guys to know that you're special in your own right. And I hope that you're living your life to the best ability that you possibly can live your life. Be bold, be strong, be wrong, be fearless, and just do you.
Uma Alexandra Beepat, thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you, Angel.
This segment has been brought to you by Amazel Enterprise.